Um, Today we talk about setting up the environment, and we talk few more things. Now we go by the basics. We go actually. Uh, we actually start from the zero, okay, where we talk absolute basics of everything. Like we talk about HTML, very basic, from very basic to very end. Similarly, we talk about CSS from ground zero. Then we talk about other things. So first thing, what we need to do is we need to set up the VS Code. You may have installed the VS Code, I guess. Okay, that should be. You should work with me on your laptops while I do here. You also do the same time. So this is the VS Code. As you could see, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is some Python stuff. I have to remove this. One second. Let me get this on the other side. So this is the Explorer here. This is the Explorer of the VS Code. VS Code is the basic now editor, IDE, Integrated Development Environment. When we say IDE, um, basically IDE, Integrated Development Environment, means it has everything in it. It has firstly the editor, where you will write your code, for example, the C code or whatever you have. Then you may need some compilers to compile it. You may need some editors, okay? You may need lots of things to do as a developer to do with that code. Maybe it's just C code. You want to compile it and you want to show the errors. You want to have the debugger which can debug it. You want to see the output. So everything is inside the IDE. Before IDE, we had to do all command wise one by one. We have to compile, we have to debug, we have to make file, we have to link, we have to do a lot of things individually. Now IDE has integrated everything in a one software. That's why we call it IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Now same is our VS Code. It has everything for the developer. And now VS Code has become the default no IDE for the developers because it has everything. You want to do C code, C++, Java, Python, HTML, JavaScript, any damn thing that is done in the VS Code. Okay, that's one thing. Now we need to learn about this VS Code a bit, and we have seen, as you could see, there are a lot of things here. As you could see, is a port 5500 here, and there is this VS Code window. As you could see, a lot of things here. So we'll talk about it. Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why is it not cleaning? Oh, clean all is here. Okay. Okay. Now, first off, there is an Explorer. Now, Explorer is on the top here. Okay. You can go save file. This is a Mac. You can have a Windows. It will be roundabout same, little here and there. Just see where it is. So, firstly, you have seen here. This is the plus sign. Okay. The plus will add a folder. This plus, and this plus will add a file. Okay. Now, yeah, do you have the same window?
Yes, sir. यहाँ पे होता है ना विंडोज का भी उनको होता है न्यू फाइल है पहले न्यू फोल्डर
Yeah,
बना के
file में
फाइल
आप new folder बना दो. You can say
या
open folder. You can say open folder. Okay. Now in an open folder, maybe I go to the document, I create a new folder, and I call it MERN, MERN. You create a new folder. Maybe MERN is already there. MERN 2. I say create. Now open this folder. Now what will happen by that is either you will do this way, that you go file and you say open folder like this, or you have this welcome page, and here also you can open up here. This is the open. We can open up a new folder, or you can create a new file in that, or simply go with file and then say open folder. Now what will happen is that the VS Code will open the folder which was created in the document file which I called MERN2. Now this folder will become default folder of my website. Okay, so now here this is a plus, as you could see here. The first thing I will do here is I will call it index.html. So I'm creating here index.html. Are you creating the same?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So create the same. Do it with me. Okay, so index.html, why we do index.html is index.html is basically the first file. It's a default name in the server where you have your files. What we call by the server here, you may wonder why I call server, because this is the front end. But now you need to understand one thing before we move on, is that usually you will create a website. Okay, you create a website. This is a folder of that website. In this there will be subfolders. Maybe one folder is for images, one folder is for videos, one folder is for files, one folder is for documents, and they're all interlinked. And maybe I have 10 files in my web page, in website. Maybe I have website and it has 10 pages, and it's all in this folder. Now I created this whole website on in my laptop. Okay, but when I have to give it to the people, I have to publish it, because when you have a website, the you give it to the people. When somebody say, for example, our we created a website for the shoe shop. Okay, I call it myshoe.com, for example. The file name is myshoe.com. So when the people go into the browser and in the URL box they write myshoe.com, http colon slash slash s https colon slash slash, then they say myshoe.com, they write it, they land to my page. This is how you land to the any page, right? But what is this myshoe.com? It is nothing. It's actually nothing. Why it is nothing? Because every computer, because if you access any site, for example, you access the site of the Kashmir University, or access the site of the Islamia College, or wherever you read the name of your college, you access that site. That site is somewhere sitting on some computer. Somewhere on some computer is sitting their site. Now it is like, for example, you have to go to the Junaid sir. You have to go to my home, Junaid sir. When I say Junaid sir, it is nothing. You have to see what is the address of Junaid sir. So actually you have to calculate. I am telling you, go to the Junaid sir's home. But Junaid sir's home is nothing. Okay? You have to convert this into, say for example, India. Then in India there is J&K. In J&K there is Srinagar. In Srinagar there is Soura. In Soura you have to go to Shah Faisal Colony. In Shah Faisal Colony you have to go to Lane A. Then you have to go to house number 44, and you will ring. It is me. So that means when I say Junaid sir's home, this is not actual address. Somewhere you have to convert this into this whole address, where this is my location. In India there is J&K, then J&K there is Srinagar, and J&K there is Shah Faisal Colony, then Lane A, then house number 44. You have to actually convert this address into this. Same is with our URL. The URL you write, okay, in the browser top. Okay, if I open the browser top, for example, there are some small kids, because we have to go for very basics. Arbina is here. Basically she is just a first year. This is the browser, and you write some name, you write something here. Okay, for example, you write some address here. I say Kashmir University, Kashmir University.com, for example. It will open up. So that means if I go here, so I have to write basically kashmiruniversity.net. Now it is landing to the page of the Kashmir University. Actually, whatever we wrote on the URL box here, It is that Junaid sir home address like thing, kashmiruniversity.net. It is nothing actually. It's not an address. Basically, Kashmir University is in some computer somewhere else. We don't know where it is. Okay. In that computer, there is one folder whose name is kashmiruniversity.net. Okay. It's not kashmir.net. It will be the address of that folder, and there will be the index.html, the first file will be the index.html sitting there, which is landing, which is directing us to the loading page of this website. So what I am saying is, understand it properly, that this Kashmir University website is in some computer somewhere. Okay, in that computer hard disk there is one folder which is with the name of this Kashmir University, and in that computer's folder there will be one file. The first file will be index.html, which we just created in the VS Code, and that index.html is landing you to this page. And then there are multiple pages like admission, examination. There will be tons of pages. They will be all in different folders in this big folder there. Now if you want to access the Kashmir University website, that means you need to know firstly the address of this computer, which I am saying somewhere is this computer. You getting my point? You have to
Yes, sir.
get the, you need the address of that computer. Now that computer address will be like in IPs like 202.198.2.1 or something. It will be like something like that. So if we start remembering address like that, it will be very tough for us to remember anything, the numbers like that. But we know we are talking Kashmir University and we say kashmiruniversity.net. It is so easy to remember. I'm talking Islamic College, say I will say icsc.com. It's going to be very easy to remember. So this is called the domain name. This is called what? And this is the one thing. A second thing is, if for example I created my website and that is on my computer. So that means if you have to access that site, you need access of my computer na, to access that. How can you access it? So that means how I will tell the whole world. The question is now how I will tell the whole world that site stays in my wait a second. Let me get the one note. Now how I will tell the whole world that where that site is, because everybody should access it, na? You getting my point? That if we create a
Yes, sir.
website, if we create what? Where's the one note
Website.
gone? 1 second. If I am creating a website, where is the one note gone? One note. उसको प्रेफरेंसेस कुछ आ रहे हैं, इसमें क्या लगाएं? 1 second. Give me a second. अरे यार, draw is here. If I am creating a website on my computer, so this folder which I am creating is in my computer, and everybody in the world should access this computer. That means everybody should have an address of my computer. That's firstly not possible, because my computer I will shut it in a 2 minutes time, and how then my whole website will be down. So what we do to mitigate this problem is, we have people around which give us these domain names, and they are registered guys. Like for example, I have say godaddy.com. You may have heard about godaddy.com. Now these guys are registered domain name. They have domain name servers, we call them. What they do is they give space in their hard drive for my website. So I purchase that little space. That will be just from 1000 rupees per year. Simple. If in a simple site, I can have just 1000 rupees and they will give me the space for a whole year. I have to submit a fee of just 1000 rupees. But these domain name servers are registered, guys. Okay, and then when you write, for example, Kashmir university.net, okay, .net, it is actually nothing. It goes to one of the this when you write in a URL box, you write in a URL box here. One second, where is the browser gone now? Yes, if you write here the kashmiruniversity.net, what happens is this thing, okay, kashmiruniversity.net, this whole thing is a domain name. Okay, it will go, this browser will first contact what's called DNS, domain name server. The DNS will contact the domain name server, is like a directory. It's like what? Like, for example, we have a directory uh, of a college, and there you see Junaid sir's address, and you open up the directory there. In the directory, there is Junaid sir's entry, and in that entry, there is the whole address that I said, Srinagar and Lane and all that. You getting? So you want to
Yes.
see what is the Junaid sir address? You open up the directory and you will see the address. Same way DNS has. DNS has a directory. It is registered because my GoDaddy.com server is registered with the DNS. They have updated that diary, that what is the IP address of this Kashmir University. Basically, Kashmir University site is in the GoDaddy server, for example. Here, it has some address like 268.420.128.9.1. This is the address actually. Now, what will they do is, firstly, my browser do is, when I write kashmiruniversity.net, it go to the DNS. DNS has already registered with the GoDaddy.com. It has already against this kashmiruniversity.net this address. So it returns this address back to the browser. Now browser uses this address to go here in the GoDaddy server and access that file.
Hmm.
Is that clear what I'm saying? How the websites work?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We will get more clearer later. This is just a beginning. But this is how every website works. So when you create a website, you do not create it on the where? You do not create it on your, you create the website on your laptop, but you don't put it there. You have to put it in some registered domain names where they give you the domain name. Then maybe I will call my shoe name, my shoe shop is sadajuta.com. Now sadajuta.com is nothing, because when I have to create a website, that that shop which I'm saying has to be where that shop has to be, where that my website will be.
In this domain name system,
It will
some
be,
required
it will be in the someone who has given the domain, it will be there, right?
सर कमांड टैब दबा दीजिए, वापस जाएगा
Come on,
उसमें.
hmm. Yes. So what I am saying is that when I create a sadajuta.com, basically I created my laptop, then I contacted the godaddy.com, for example, and they gave me the space. My site is here. This is the sadajuta.com. It is just a domain name, sadajuta.com. It's actually the name of the, this is a domain name. This is not an actual address. Actual address will be in terms of IP address. And this godaddy.com has updated DNS that, bro, if somebody asks for sadajuta.com, give this IP address to them. Say, for example, 207.124.3.1. Give this address because this is the address of this machine. The address of the machines in form of IPs. Now, whenever you write in your browser in the Chrome, you write here sadajuta.com. This Chrome contacts the DNS server, and DNS server will see the what is the sadajuta.com having the entry. It's having the address, this IP address. It gives back this IP address. Now your browser contact that IP address exactly and access your website. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the first file which you have in your website is the index.html. This is default. Whenever you go to the sadajuda.com, it will go to the index.html. You don't need to write sadajuda.com then slash index.html. You don't need to write because it is a default. So index.html, here what you will do here is you will have the shift and press this, and there is the emmet, embedded emmet there. You press enter. When you press enter, it will put up the boilerplate code of HTML. You can do with me. Okay? Are you doing with me, everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
If you are not doing, then I will be a little faster, no? If you are doing with
Yes.
me, because let it take a little time, but in the beginning you should be having everything. You should do yourself.
Sir, please repeat this thing.
I said do shift and exclamation mark only and wait for the emmet to come up. Emmet is coming up, it is showing up there, that nothing. Emmet abbreviation. Then press enter. Only you have to press enter. It will put up the whole boilerplate code of HTML. Is it coming for everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If anybody has issues, don't worry. Don't ask me. Ask me a question 100 times, no problem. But you have to learn, that's important. So don't think it's a small question or just something else. I am saying that we will go from absolute zero. I don't expect that you have learned anything. Even though you are MCA guys maximum here, but I will deem that you have learned nothing at all till now. So
Sir, but it is true, sir. We have learned nothing.
no, that's not the thing. So is everybody on the same page? Are we done with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have not if you have not got the laptop with you right now, maybe this is your just first or second day, get laptop tomorrow with you in front and do with me. And we have today's recording. I will give you few days, I will give the recordings. Later on I will not give because the students become lazy then. uh, so you can watch the recording and do it on the computer. So now when I say this is the doc type, and first I will write something, but you don't worry about it because we have to do things. But I have to teach actually a few things. That's why I will write the things. Otherwise, I don't need to. Maybe I will use the h1 tag. I say h, right? H. It will give you automatically. Emmet will come up. This is called IntelliSense. What is it called? IntelliSense means like intelligence. It has an IntelliSense, which I write h. It is telling me it is h1 and all. It's giving me everything. This is the Emmet. This is the extension Emmet, which helps the VS Code to write the code automatically, because there are a lot of tons of tricks which I will teach you also, where the your coding you have to become very fast coder. So there are lots and lots of tricks in the VS Code which we need to learn. Now h1, when I say, it will put up the h1 tag and close it. So you don't put the tag then close the tag. Don't do that of your own. Let the VS Code do it so that your work becomes faster. Maybe I will say here my first page. Okay, then I go down, I say div. Okay, now when I say div, then I press enter. I don't put tags and all. Let the VS Code do, Emmet do it for us. Okay,
Yes, sir.
everybody with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the Then I press enter to get the space. Here in the div, we will read CSS later, where we do a lot of styling and all, and we have the external CSS. Right now I'm just putting up something to explain things. So I say style, just write st and it will get style, and press enter, so that it will go that is equal to in double quotes of its own. And I will have here the border. Okay, I'm saying border colon इसने खुद दिया, मैं रखूंगा 3 पिक्सल, फिर उसके बाद स्पेस सॉलिड एंटर red. Don't write yourself everything, just write small r, then find it and press enter. Let VS Code write it for you. And in the div, I will write one h1 tag, and I will say, for example, I'm inside div, and then I go here and I say p tag, write p and press enter. And here you write lorem, 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 lorem. Okay, and press enter. It will write the dummy text for you so that we understand things. Now if you could see here, my lorem is putting up everything in a window, and I'm not getting the scroll ball, the horizontal scroll ball. I'm not getting. if you are not set up your VS Code, you may get this in a single line और वो screen के side में जाएगी. ठीक है? So we have to fix it. As you could see here, I have the prettier here, I have the go live here, and you need to get these things. So are we done with this thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now,
Yes, sir.
now listen what I'm saying. The first thing is I should be able to run this code, na? Like we do VS Code, and like now we do C code, then we run it. So we run it where? This is an HTML code. This will run in where? It will run in browser. So for that I have the go live button here. So to have the go live button, you first go to the here on the left panel here in the VS Code, and there is this extension. This is the extension tab here. You go to the extensions here, this one, as you could see. Then right here, there are some deprecated, my extensions are deprecated, few extensions in the new, because I updated it. Okay, now here you will write live server. You write what? Live server. So you write live server and install it. I have already installed it. So you write live server and install it. When you install it, you will get this go live button here on the bottom. So just write the live server there and give it a go. Install it. When you install, you will go live here, and when I press go live, what it will do is it will open up the browser, okay, and it will automatically open the browser and show me the web page, as you could see here. It's opening up the browser, see, right? And then in the browser, it is showing me the whatever I have done so far. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So go live is kind of, it will show you the live. The moment you update something, it will show you there what is happening on that. You don't have to even save it. You have to, the go live will automatically link now with you. You want to see what's happening, so you can do one thing. You can have the two windows. On one window you can have your VS Code, and other side you will have the Chrome going, the Chrome. Make the Chrome as your default browser, by the ways. Okay, and the domain I will change here. It will come automatically in my where, in my browser. Okay, let me keep this pen because I was keeping on because of this minimizer form. Let me maximize them. Maximize so that they come in a sideways. Now you see I do some change here. Maybe I put up a lorem here. Okay, again another lorem here. Now you see it's automatically coming up in the browser. Okay, it's linked now. So I don't have to do it again, go live. You press one times go live. Now this browser page is linked with my where in this page. But as you could see here, there is, what is this thing? What is this address? And why is this server? If I am doing the front end scripting, I am doing the front end code, and why is this live server? It is because it is shadow copying our domain name server. Because I told you that if you have a website, it will be somewhere in some server which is not actually for the server purposes, only for the domain name purposes. Because everybody in the world should be able to access my website. Say for example, I'm saying that I have my computer, okay, I want let me get it from here. One second, the pen. I'm getting the pen on other screen. Huh? Okay. Now I am saying that if I am creating a website. Now it won't write on this screen. Oh, it's not writing on the screen. That's the problem. So I have to minimize it first to get this here. Okay. Now if I am saying that if I want to what, when I want to do what, I want to create a website, and that website is on my laptop. If I want to publish from my laptop, then my laptop, everybody in the world should be able to connect to my laptop. My laptop will have an IP address. I have to register my laptop with the some domain name server, like I say godaddy.com. And when people from their browsers access my website, जिसका नाम था sadajuta.com, for example, sadajuta.com, when they write in the browser sadajuta.com, this will go to the DNS, domain name server, and domain name server will return this IP address. Okay, using this IP address, now my browser will connect to my laptop. Okay, now we don't put our sites on a laptop, because firstly I have to purchase, I have to register my laptop with the servers, and I have to keep my laptop 24 hours active, otherwise my site will be down and all. So we give this job to the DNS. We ask some domain name, we buy the domain from somebody's, this for example, I do what, we have now the somebody having the domain names, they sell the domain names, they give some space from their hard disk to us, and they give sadajuta.com is there on that site, but sadajuta.com doesn't mean anything, it is an IP address, and they register with the DNS, they themselves register with the DNS, and whenever somebody calls sadajuta.com, it will be returned with that IP address which belongs to this computer. Okay, they have registered themselves with the DNS server. So in your browser, now if you write sadajuta.com, it will first has to go to DNS server. It's not actually the server side scripting, it is front end only, but to understand where this site is, to get that site, this Kashmir University, to get that Kashmir University site on your browser, you have to first see what is the IP address of University of Kashmir, and that IP address will be the actual address of that domain where you have bought that domain, you have bought that space, it will be that IP address. Now you ask the DNS server that what's the Kashmir University IP address, DNS server returns the IP address. Now using that IP address, you land into that where the Kashmir University is on that computer, right? So that is why it is a server, it's not actually the front end. We use the servers, and our this thing, this IP address, as you could see, and then there is a port number, two things, IP address and port number. So 127.0.0.1. now this is my live server returning. What is this 127.0.0.1? It is an IP address, it is an IP address, right? But it is called as loopback address. It is called as what?
Loopback.
Or we call it local host. We call it what?
Local host.
It actually means me, my computer. In IP terminology, it means my computer. If you have to say, for example, you have to ping yourself and you see my network is right or not, is it working, you ping on the terminal to this IP address. This 127.0.0.1 means who? Me, my computer, it's myself. So this is actually returning, acting as a that domain DNS. It's this live service acting like DNS, that you have this website and is returning the 127.0.0.1. Not only you may read these things in detail in networking. We don't, this is not a networking subject, otherwise it will take me 1 week to make you understand this IP address and all, but I'm just giving you because being a web developer, you need to know each and everything what's happening here. Now there are two things. One is the IP address. IP address like an address. IP address what?
Address.
Like I said, Junaid sir, you said Junaid sir's, I have to go to Junaid sir's home. So first you will have some directory in the college. When you have to go to Junaid sir's home, this is like that kashmiruniversity.com. Then you go to the directory and you will see what is Junaid sir's address. You get that address. Okay. Now you get that address and you go to my home, exactly. You reach it to my home. But in my home, there are a lot of things. For example, I am teaching the students like you. I am teaching what? I am teaching the students like you. Who has come up right now? It's so late. मैं यार इसका ये 1 second. So what I am saying is that I am going to the IP address. I'm going to what? I'm getting that sorry, I'm saying Junaid sir, and I got the from the directory. I get that Junaid sir's home address. I go there now. I'm doing a lot of services. Like for example, I'm also teaching Quran this time to the kids. Okay, I am teaching the MERN. I am teaching the Python. Okay, I am doing other things also. Like I consult in the home orchard, home orchard consultation. I'll do also that thing, and I also do a lot of development and all that. So these are lots of services I do. So that means I have to create some kind of a token for, okay, you have gone to the address of Junaid sir, but which service you want to access. You getting my point? So using
Yes,
the
sir.
IP address which the domain name server gave you of the Kashmir University, for example, you landed to the exact computer using that IP address. But there are many services. Which service you want? For these different services which a website gives you, we have the port number. We have what?
Port number.
The port
Oh,
number will give you access to the particular service you want. Okay? Getting the point?
Yes, sir.
So you need two things then. You need not only to access a website using the IP address, you also need what? The port
Port number.
number. Is it simple or not? You getting the point? I'm telling you a very simple example. For example, what
Yes,
kind of
it will be.
services you will have? For example, you will have the mail service. You want to send the mail. SMTP, you usually use the 53 port number. You want to transfer file, FTP. It uses 12 port number. Simple HTTP, all the websites connect each other using the HTTP or HTTPS this time. HTTPS uses 443 port number, and if you say HTTP, it will use 80 port number. Okay, so these are different services. So you not only need the IP address, you also need the port number. This is exactly how our whole live server is doing. The live server is giving one the IP address. Now this time IP address is not some godaddy.com's computer. It is actually local host. It is me only. So in IP address terminology, if I have to say my home, I can say 127.0.0.1. Got it? And the
Yes, sir.
port number
And
it is using is 5500. So the service it is using is 55, and the first
100
file it is accessing is what?
Index.
index or
index.html.
Does it make sense now?
Yes, sir.
It will make perfect sense later on also when we actually do things and we see it from the Chrome, then what's happening. Okay. This was the one thing we did. So we said firstly uh, that you install the live server. So that is why it is server. You got it? Why it is server?
because it is serving on the internet.
Because it's acting like a DNS, domain name server. Okay, otherwise we are doing the front end coding, so we don't need any server. You got that point?
Yes, sir.
So that is why when you say that's a port number 550, this time this service is active. So whatever you write here, it comes exactly on this page. Okay, now we jump into the what is called as the boilerplate code of the HTML. Okay, so if I just delete this, I give it again. I say you call the Emmet using the exclamation mark. I press enter, and every HTML has this boilerplate code. Like you have every C program has hash include whatever. Every HTML code has this. The first thing is the doc type. First thing is what?
Doc type.
What is doc type doing? The doc type, if you see the HTML5, it has a very simple doc type. Doc type HTML. It means this is an HTML5. If you see the HTML4, HTML3, and so on, they had a very long doc type. So this doc type is telling us which version of HTML I am using. This is the first thing. Okay. The language is English, and then in a head there is a head, and then there is a body. In HTML we have head and body,
Body.
right? The head tag, we do not write our code, whatever we have the code we have to write, we don't write it there. It is called as a meta tag. We have here the meta. Whenever you learn the word meta, anywhere you read somewhere the meta, Meta means data about data. It is data about, for
Data.
example, for example, you go to the college and you will see the metadata. Metadata will be data about college कि मतलब college क्या दलील छी, आत क्या classes छी, आत क्या courses छी. So same is here. The metadata is telling us about the data about data. Like we are using character set UTF-8. Okay, we are using what character set UTF?
8.
Eight.
Basically, what is this character set? Okay, what is the character set? It is UTF. Character set is, first if we understand this, what is character set, little bit we give the intro of this. Here we are. Initially, you know, we know computers understand only zeros and ones, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Everybody
Yes,
on this? Computer understand only zeros and one, that's called binary. Okay, but what is on your keyboard written?
English.
It's all English alphabets, there are numbers, there are special characters. Okay, so how will you deal with all these things? Now inside there will be all zeros and ones. That means you will convert this everything. For example, you say A, you convert it. What we have done is, firstly we had the ASCII, ASCII, ASCII code. What was it? So let us write here the ASCII table. Now here we are with the ASCII table. Okay. Now if you could see, किसी को शोर हो रहा है बहुत ज़्यादा. Okay. Now if you see the ASCII table here, you could see here ASCII table. Now you see everyone, everything. This is the decimal, this is hexadecimal, and this is the character. Every character you have, whatever character you have hash, for example, you have percent sign, you have brackets, you have numbers, you have these angle brackets, is equal, less than, वगैरह, at the rate, ABCD. They have the equivalent, like in decimal 64. We, so in the you may have it on the ALP in the, you are not MCA guys, right? ALP पढ़ी है?
yes, sir.
असेंबली लैंग्वेज पढ़ी है? 886 आपको है ना?
Yes, sir.
वहाँ आपको, आपने तो वहाँ पे तो एस्की पे ही काम करते हैं ना हम वहाँ तो एस्की एडजस्ट करना पड़ता है ना, आपको पता होगा वो. फिर जो नॉन एमसी हैं उनको नहीं पता होगा. तो यहाँ पे आप देखें कि मैंने ए दबाया कीबोर्ड से, अगर मैं ए दबाऊंगा तो वो ए असल में कीबोर्ड में 65 जाएगा, एस्की ऑफ ए जाएगा. क्या जाएगा?
SK5.
क्योंकि ए तो कुछ होता नहीं है ना, ये तो सिंबल है, ये फिर कन्वर्शन करना है, डिस्प्ले में उसको ए दिखाना है, लेकिन अंदर कंप्यूटर उसको एज ए नहीं लेगा. इट हैज़ टेक एज बाइनरी, सो इट नीड सम काइंड ऑफ ए नंबर. सो ए को हमने नंबर दिया है 65. फिर 65 की बाइनरी हम आराम से कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, कन्वर्ट 65 टू जीरोज एंड वंस, वी कैन डू दैट. लेकिन ए कोई चीज़ ही नहीं है. मतलब ए को मैं क्या करूँगा, वो कैसे पता चलेगा मुझे, अंदर कैसे रखूँगा मैं इसको कंप्यूटर में? आई कॉन्ट डू दैट. सो आई नीड for each and every character I need some number, I need some, later I can convert that number into binary and store it in the computer. So that was the ASCII which was 8-bit. अब 8-bit में एक साइन के लगती हैं तो 127, 2 raised power 7, 127 is my maximum limit I can have. अब इसमें अगर मुझे चाइनीज़ कैरेक्टर सेट रखना है, मेरा कंप्यूटर आज अरबिक भी लिखता है, आज कश्मीरी भी लिखता है, आज चाइनीज़ भी लिखता है, तो यहाँ तो ASCII में तो गुंजाइश ही नहीं है. यहाँ तो 127 ही है मेरे पास. उसमें तो अल्फ़ाबेट, नंबर्स और ये स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स आ गए, खेल ख़त्म, नंबर हो गए ख़त्म, है ना, क्योंकि 8 ही बिट है ना. आपको समझ आ रही है बात? क्योंकि आपके पास 8 ही बिट्स हैं. यानी कि अगर आपके पास 8 बिट है, देखिए मेरी बात, अगर आपके पास फॉर एग्जांपल से फॉर एग्जांपल यू हैव द 3 बिट्स ओनली, या हाउ मेनी, द नंबर यू कैन जनरेट फ्रॉम इज 001 अप टू 111 मैक्सिमम. आपका 000 111 हो सकता है, यानी कि 7 तक जो आपका इसमें, यानी कि आपका अगर आपके पास दो बिट्स हैं, सो एक हो गया 0 0, एक हो गया 0 1, एक हो गया 1 0, एक हो गया 1 1। तो आपके पास 4, यानी कि आप ए बी सी डी को रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हो, बाकी किसी चीज़ को रिप्रेजेंट नहीं कर सकते। इस तरीके से अगर आपके पास 8 बिट है, क्या है, तो आप 127 सिंबल्स को रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हो। आपको पहले समझ आई ना मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? बिकॉज हमें जीरोज एंड वंस में स्टोर करना है। तो यहाँ से मुझे कीबोर्ड पे दिख रहा है बहुत सारी चीज़ें, ये तो स्टोर करनी है मुझे, लेकिन इनके अगेंस्ट मुझे कोई नंबर चाहिए। अब मैं कहता हूँ कि भाया मैं हिंदी हिंदी में है ये, पता नहीं ये इसके लिखा है म मे ये रिप्रेजेंट, मे चाइनीज कैरेक्टर सेट ये रिप्रेजेंट, मुझको अरबिक है, ओके, मुझको अरबिक है, मुझे ये भी रिप्रेजेंट करना है, रा हा या मीम ये भी रिप्रेजेंट करना है, उनकी तो जगह ही नहीं है। तो मतलब क्या है, मेरे को मैं और बिट चाहिए, कम बिट चाहिए,
और चाहिए सर,
मुझे और बिट चाहिए। तो आ गया हमारे पास 16 बिट, यानी कि 2 बाइट्स का, बिकॉज 1 बाइट मीन्स 8 बिट्स है ना,
8 bit,
एंड 2 बाइट्स मीन्स सुगो 2 रेज
62,
पावर 15, अगर सुनो तुको दगो सुगो 2 रेज पावर 15, अगर 16 बिट्स गो 2 रेज पावर 15 सिंबल्स हेकन सु वारिया बोड नंबर 2 रेज पावर 15। तथ मज वातन में सारी कैरेक्टर सेट, चाइनीज कैरेक्टर सेट, अरबिक कैरेक्टर सेट, कश्मीरी, फ्रेंच, एनीथिंग, ओके, दुनिया के तमाम कैरेक्टर सेट पहुंचते हैं उसमें, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड एज यूनिकोड, दैट्स कॉल्ड एज व्हाट,
Unicode.
तो जो आप यहाँ पे VS कोड में देख रहे हो UTF-8, क्या देख रहे हो,
UTF.
ये यूनिकोड का,
UTF-8
ये एक यूनिकोड की एक वेरिएशन है। UTF-16 ओज गुड, मगर तम दी थोड़ा डिफरेंट, एस की डिफरेंट, मगर UTF-8 दिवान ये एस केस मज तमें सेम, मगर बे बाकियन तक एडजस्ट। सो UTF इज नथिंग बट अ यूनिकोड कैरेक्टर, दिवान कैरेक्टर सेट सोन इट इज द यूनिकोड कैरेक्टर सेट। डज इट मेक सेंस?
Yes, sir.
सेकंड चीज जो मेरे पास यहाँ पे है, आप एक असाइनमेंट कर लेना, आप UTF वर्सेस ASCII इस पे काम करेंगे आप घर में, ठीक है, समझने के लिए आप UTF, अरे क्यों लिख रहा है UTF वर्सेस कौन सा, लेट मी क्लियर दिस ऑल, UTF वर्सेस ASCII पे काम कर लेना, मैंने बताया आपको, लेकिन फिर से और भी काम कर लेना आप, ताकि आपको समझ आ जाए अच्छे से, ठीक है। बिकॉज देखिए, जब तक आपका बेसिक्स क्लियर नहीं होता ना, तो अगर आपका बेसिक्स क्लियर है फिर आराम से आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो, अगर मगर बेसिक्स क्लियर है। अगर बेसिक्स क्लियर नहीं है तो फिर आपको प्रॉब्लम्स होने वाली है, ये आप दिमाग में रखें। गेटिंग द पॉइंट व्हाट आई एम सेइंग?
Yes, sir.
नींद मत आ गई आप लोगों को?
No, sir.
नहीं सर।
ठीक है, then be ready, be active with me what I'm saying and give me the answers. Now what is this viewport? What is this? What is this view? I just disposed it off here so that go live is coming again, so I can do go live again. So now I am saying again another meta tag. So meta, I am saying meta means data about data. It's not actually something, say for example I will teach MERN, but I will give the meta tag first. Meta tag mein I will say what is my syllabus, how many days I will teach, what will be the fee structure, what will be that's not actually the teaching. It is actually data about the MERN what I am teaching. It's not the actual, now I am teaching the content, but in the first day I said syllabus is this, fee is this, in this much days it will complete, हम मंडे से फ्राइडे तक पढ़ेंगे, हमने टाइम ये रखना है. दिस इज नॉट द टीचिंग, दिस इज द मेटा डेटा that I am telling you, data about the my course, that is data about, that is what's called meta. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now I am saying the meta tag and another meta tag, then I am saying name is equal to viewport. Viewport का मतलब है डिस्प्ले, viewport का मतलब होता है जो आपको विंडो दिख रही है ना इस वक्त स्क्रीन पे, जितनी इसकी विड्थ एंड हाइट है जो दिख रहा है आपको स्क्रीन के ऊपर, ये सारा जो विड्थ एंड हाइट है इट इज कॉल्ड व्यू पोर्ट. रखा याद? हाँ जी.
Yes, sir.
देन आई एम सेइंग कंटेंट इज इक्वल टू विड्थ, कंटेंट में हम लिखा विड्थ इज इक्वल डिवाइस विड्थ, इनिशियल स्केल इज इक्वल 1.0, इनिशियल स्केल आप फुल रखो, इनिशियल स्केल क्या रखो? फुल. 1.0 मीन्स फुल रखो स्केल, और जो जितनी विड्थ डिवाइस की होगी उतनी रखो. यानी कि जब मैं गो लाइव करूंगा यहाँ पे, ओके, इट्स कमिंग ऑन अदर स्क्रीन, लेट मी गेट इट हियर. इसको थोड़ा मिनिमाइज करेंगे हम. कहाँ गया वो? डिस्पोज ऑफ अगेन, गो लाइव। मुझे दूसरी स्क्रीन पे आ रहा है ना, यहाँ पे आ रहा है। ओके, हियर इट इज। मगर इसने ये तो कुछ दिखाई नहीं। अच्छा, हमने कुछ लिखा ही नहीं, वो हमने काटा ना उसमें जो हमने लिखा।
अच्छा
हाँ, मैं इसलिए दिख रहा था वो कहाँ गया। चलो मैं इसको पहले इसके अंदर घुसाऊंगा। ओके, लेट मी VS कोड। इसमें हमने काटा ना वो जो हमने लिखा था। हम क्या लिखेंगे जल्दी से यहाँ पे, हमने क्या लिखा था इसमें, हमने क्या H1 टैग लिखा था, उसमें सलाम लिखा मैंने। ओके, ये करने की ज़रूरत नहीं थी। ओके, फिर एक div टैग लिखा था मैंने ना।
यस सर।
div को मैंने स्टाइल भी किया था थोड़ा सा, ताकि बॉर्डर दिखे मेरा स्टाइल, ताकि आपको पता चले कि div कहाँ तक है। divs हम इन डिटेल पढ़ेंगे बाद में, आप टेंशन नहीं लेना इसका। इसका मैंने क्या लिखा था, बॉर्डर
बॉर्डर
3 पिक्सल
सॉलिड
सॉलिड रेड, ठीक हो गया। और यहाँ पे मैंने इनसाइड लिखा था H1 टैग, क्योंकि मैं इनसाइड div हूँ, इनसाइड div, ठीक हो गया। ओके, और कुछ लिखा था मैंने, और एक पैराग्राफ लिखा था ताकि वो दिखे हमें।
लोरेम।
हाँ, लोरेम एक डाला था हमने इसमें, लोरेम। ओके, इनिशियली अगर आपको कन्फ्यूजन होता है, गो बैक टू द वीडियो, ताकि आप अच्छे से पहले स्टार्टअप कर लो, ठीक है।
यस सर।
ऑल टैब, now it's coming up, right? But if you could see the div, you see the div, okay, this border of div लगा ना मैंने, इसने पूरा डिवाइस का जितना भी ये था ना, उसने पूरी स्पेस पकड़ी ना, है ना। तो मगर मैंने इसको बोला है देखो, अब इसको मैं थोड़ा छोटा करता हूँ, मैंने ये कम किया। अब आप देखो div को क्या हो रहा है, div का बॉर्डर देखो, अंदर का नहीं, सिर्फ div का जो रेड बॉर्डर है वो देखो, वो भी खुद भी छोटा हो रहा है ना। तो
यस सर।
जितना व्यू पोर्ट है इसको, जितना इसको व्यू पोर्ट है, ये उतना ही जो उसकी विड्थ है उसके हिसाब से एडजस्ट हो रहा है ना। ये कंटेनर्स की बात हो रही है सिर्फ, किनकी, ये कंटेनर्स की बात हो रही है, जो कंटेनर मेरे पास है। तो ये कहाँ गया हमारा वो VS कोड, ये है, ये देखो, ये जो कंटेनर मेरा है, उसमें मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि भाई साहब, जो विड्थ है डिवाइस की, अब पहले तो फुल स्केल रखो, पहले 1.0 रखो, फुल जितना स्पेस है उतनी, लेकिन जो विड्थ होगी उसी हिसाब से अपने आप को, जितना व्यू पोर्ट होगा अपने आप को बढ़ाना उसी हिसाब से। मगर ये बात हो रही है कंटेनर्स की, अंदर इनकी बात नहीं हो रही है। यानी कि अगर मैं यहाँ पे इस H1 को, जो मेरा H1 टैग है ये वाला इनसाइड जो मैं कह रहा हूँ, ठीक है, इस H1 टैग को अगर मैं स्टाइल कर लूँगा, ST लिखो, आप एंटर मारो, ठीक है। उसके बाद आप फॉन्ट साइज़ कह दो, इसका फॉन्ट साइज़ और बहुत बड़ा बना दो, उससे फॉर एग्जाम्पल 200 पिक्सल कर दो, ठीक है। अब ये 200 पिक्सल हो गया। अब आप जाओ यहाँ पे ना, ये बहुत बड़ा हो गया ना।
यस सर।
अब आप एक काम करो कि आप इसको छोटा कर दो, ठीक है। क्या ये एडजस्ट हो रहा है फॉन्ट?
ना।
ना, इवन तो ये div के भी बाहर चला गया ना यहाँ से,
यस
और
सर।
नीचे चला गया। तो आप अंदाज़ा करो, अगर आपका मोबाइल फ़ोन है, ये साइट अगर मैंने मोबाइल फ़ोन को दे दी और मैंने इसको 200 पिक्सल रखा साइड, वो तो दिखेगा ही नहीं ना, पूरा जो मोबाइल फ़ोन है उसमें ये ऐसे ही घुसेगा। तो ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए ना। हमारी वेबसाइट जो है, जितना अगर मेरा छोटा डिवाइस है, ये इनसाइड बिल्कुल छोटा होना चाहिए। अगर बड़ा, अगर मैं यही अब आईपैड पे देखता हूँ तो ये थोड़ा बड़ा दिखना चाहिए, अब मैं लैपटॉप पे देख रहा हूँ और बड़ा दिखना, अब मैं टीवी पे देख रहा हूँ और बड़ा होना चाहिए। सो
Yes, sir.
दिस जो ये टैग इनसाइड है, ये एडजस्ट होना चाहिए एज पर द डिवाइस, है ना।
यस सर।
अगर ये हो रहा है, एंड देन वी कॉल आवर वेबसाइट एज रिस्पॉन्सिव, वी कॉल्ड व्हाट,
रेस्पॉन्सिव।
सो दैट विल बी द रेस्पॉन्सिव वेबसाइट। दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। जब भी हम वेबसाइट बनाते हैं, वी मेक इट मोबाइल फर्स्ट, वी मेक इट व्हाट, क्योंकि आज मैक्सिमम लोग कहाँ पे चलाते हैं साइट।
मोबाइल।
तो अगर कश्मीर यूनिवर्सिटी का जो फॉन्ट उन्होंने दिया हुआ है, अगर वो फ़ोन पे एडजस्ट नहीं होगा, वो सीटी ये इनसाइड डिवाइस का कोरा, इसे मोबाइल फ़ोन पे दिखेगा वो,
ना।
sir.
वहाँ तो एक ही फॉन्ट पूरा स्पेस पकड़ेगा ना. सो इसलिए हमारी वेबसाइट हम पढ़ेंगे, दैट्स कॉल्ड मीडिया क्वेरीज. बाद में हम मीडिया क्वेरीज पढ़ेंगे, जिससे हम क्या करेंगे काम, हम अपनी वेबसाइट को क्या बनाएंगे, रेस्पॉन्सिव. रेस्पॉन्सिव का मतलब क्या होता है, विच इज़ एडजस्टिंग एज पर द स्क्रीन साइज.
According to the
यानी कि ऑटोमेटिकली फॉन्ट छोटा हो रहा है, ऑटोमेटिकली मेरी विंडो छोटी हो रही है, ऑटोमेटिकली चीज़ें जो हैं एडजस्ट हो रही हैं मेरे डिवाइस के हिसाब से. सो हमें काम करना पड़ेगा, दैट्स कॉल्ड एज मीडिया क्वेरीज हम करेंगे बाद में. दैट्स कॉल्ड एज ए रेस्पॉन्सिव वेबसाइट. लेकिन थोड़ा सा हल्का रेस्पॉन्सिव है ये कंटेनर्स में, जो यानी कि जो डिव वगैरह है, वो कैसे आ गया, वो चीज़ इस वजह से. गॉट इट. लेकिन रेस्पॉन्सिव वेबसाइट है नहीं है, एज मैंने दिखाया कि H1 को करके, वो हम हमें यूजिंग द मीडिया क्वेरीज बाद में करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, ओके. अभी
Yes,
इस
sir.
जो VS कोड है इसमें और भी बहुत सारी एडजस्टमेंट्स हमें करनी है, जैसे प्रिटियर आप दिख रहे हो यहाँ पे एंड ऑल दैट, बट आई एम लिटिल टायर्ड नाउ, सो 1 hour इज एनफ टीचिंग एंड वी विल कंटिन्यू दिस क्लास टुमारो इंशाल्लाह. ठीक है जी. एनी क्वेश्चंस? समझ आ रहा है? पहले मुझे
No,
बताओ
sir.
कोई एक चीज़ में आप याद रखो कि वी विल गो फ्रॉम एब्सोल्यूट ज़ीरो. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आपको, आई विल कंसिडर दैट यू हैव नो नॉलेज व्हाटसोएवर. आई विल कंसिडर दैट यू आर जस्ट entered BCA first year, okay, first semester BCA, like you have come from the 12th standard and you have gone into the BCA first year. I will take you like that, and then
Actually,
we will,
one
when the base is stronger, we will go up, okay.
yes, sir.
And there should
Yes, sir.
be, I can promise you one thing, there should be nothing in the planet left in the MERN stack which I will not teach you, but I will not leave the basics. I will teach it from ground zero. So यानी कि अगर कोई 10th का बच्चा भी है, he should be able to sit in this class and learn. But if you are not learning at home, I will not expect anything other than जो मैं पढ़ाया वो चीज़ आप जहनिशी करो अच्छे से. जितना मैंने पढ़ाया उतना कल आना चाहिए. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
You have to
Yes,
work
sir.
with me. Yes. Any questions or suggestions?
No, sir.
And one more thing, up to the first week, I will give the classes as a free. And after that, I think only Majid has submitted the fee in this session. So from the first week, I will not, you just go through the classes and all. If you think it's okay, then you can continue. But from Monday onwards, if you want to join the classes, then you have to submit the fee, or you can leave the group. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Chalo.